When Tom Holland visited children's hospitals as Spider-Man. Welcome back to Heroes Beyond the Screen, the show where we explore the real-life stories behind the actors who inspire us. Today, we're diving into one of the most heartwarming chapters in modern superhero history. The times Tom Holland, the beloved actor behind Spider-Man, stepped out of the Marvel Cinematic Universe and into real hospitals to bring joy to young patients. This isn't a story about blockbuster movies or billion-dollar box office numbers. It's about kindness. It's about connection. And it's about the power a single act of compassion can have in the life of a child. For many children, superheroes aren't just characters, they're symbols of hope. They represent strength, survival, and the ability to keep fighting even when things feel impossible. Tom Holland understood this from the moment he first wore the Spider-Man suit. He has often said that people don't necessarily want to meet Tom Holland. They want to meet Spider-Man. And because of that, he has always felt a responsibility to show up, not just on screen, but in real life. But wearing that suit isn't as easy as it looks. It's tight, the mask limits your vision, and every movement has to be practiced. Yet Tom embraced it wholeheartedly, insisting on doing as many hospital visits as possible in full costume, because he believed the magic only worked if the kids truly saw Spider-Man standing in front of them. And so began a series of unforgettable visits across children's hospitals in the US and the UK. Tom's hospital visits often happened quietly. No press, no cameras unless the hospital wanted a photo for families. He would walk into a ward, suited up from head to toe, and instantly the room would light up. Imagine being a child fighting cancer, or recovering from surgery, or going through months of treatments, and suddenly Spider-Man walks in. Not a mascot, not a hired performer, but the real Spider-Man. Kids would shout, "Oh my God, it's really you." They'd ask him to climb walls, shoot webs, or teach them the iconic Spidey pose. Parents would stand by with tears in their eyes, watching their child laugh perhaps for the first time in days. Tom would kneel beside the hospital beds, hold hands, listen to stories, sign posters, and even whisper words of encouragement like, "You're the real hero here." Each visit lasted for hours. He didn't rush. He didn't act like a celebrity. He acted like a friend. One of the most famous stories happened during a visit to a children's hospital where Tom was still in full suit. The Spider-Man suit has a zipper in the back, meaning he couldn't see properly or easily adjust his balance. While leaning over a child's bed, he lost his footing and fell, right onto the ground. The room gasped, and then burst into laughter. Tom popped back up and said, "Don't worry, I fall all the time. I'm Spider-Man." The kids loved it. Why? Because in that moment, he wasn't a flawless superhero. He was human. Just like them. That simple accident became one of the most joyful memories of the day. Tom didn't do these visits alone. He often brought his Marvel co-stars with him. Chris Pratt, Chris Evans, and Zendaya joined him during various hospital tours. Together, they created unforgettable experiences. Captain America teasing Spider-Man. Star-Lord challenging kids to dance-offs. Zendaya helping shy patients open up. But there was something special about Tom's presence. He didn't need a shield. He didn't need a spaceship. He just needed the mask, and a heart full of sincerity. When he'd walk into a room holding a child's hand, the energy was different. Softer. More personal. Almost therapeutic. Many parents later shared how Tom's visits helped their children cope with the fear and pain that came with their treatments. One parent said their son, who hadn't spoken in days, whispered Spider-Man the moment Tom walked in. Another child told Tom he was afraid of an upcoming surgery. Tom leaned in and said, "You know, Spider-Man gets scared too. But being brave doesn't mean not being scared. It means doing it anyway." Those words stayed with the child for years. Tom wasn't doing this for publicity. He wasn't promoting a movie. He wasn't following a studio mandate. He was simply being the compassionate, grounded young man he has always been. And that authenticity touched countless families. Tom has said multiple times that these hospital visits changed him just as much as they changed the kids. He spoke about how meeting children dealing with life-threatening illnesses gave him a new perspective on fame, stress, and success. He realized that the red carpets, the interviews, and the movie premieres None of it mattered as much as connecting with people in a real, human way. He once shared that after one emotional visit, he sat in his car and cried, not out of sadness, but out of gratitude. Gratitude for health, for career opportunities, and for the chance to give hope to children who needed it most. Superheroes exist to protect, to uplift, to inspire. And while Tom Holland's Spider-Man swung across New York fighting fictional villains, Tom Holland the person was fighting real battles, loneliness, fear, and pain in children's hospitals. In many ways, his visits represent the purest form of heroism. Showing up for someone who needs you, even when you don't have superpowers. He reminds us that you don't have to lift a car or save a planet to make a difference. Sometimes, all you have to do is show up. Listen. Smile. Be kind. That's the real Spider-Man. And that brings us to the end of today's episode. Tom Holland's hospital visits remind us that sometimes the most heroic moments happen far away from the spotlight. They happen in quiet hallways, beside hospital beds, in rooms filled with courage stronger than anything in the Marvel universe. If you ever doubted whether real heroes walk among us, Tom Holland's actions, mask on or mask off, are living proof. Thank you for joining us on Heroes Beyond the Screen. If you enjoyed this story, be sure to subscribe, and let us know which real-life hero you'd like us to cover next. Until then, keep believing in kindness, and remember, anyone can wear the mask.